Growing up in the farmlands of Bungabon, Nueva Ecija, Dulce Ilagan Gozon learned the frontiers of the good earth in a very young and impressionable age. Although she came from a family of law and politics, the Ilagans were entrepreneurs who know how to distinguish between a good crop and a bad crop. Let's get back to the memory lane and reminisce the beginnings, accomplishments, and the life of the woman we all call Dulce.
Dulce has served the industry stakeholders with great devotion and commitment for almost 20 years. With her recent retirement from the agribusiness community, it is but fitting that we look back at how this genial lady began one of the most storied careers in Philippine agribusiness today. Like many young people then, Dulce's dream was to become a lawyer. Her parents, hardworking onion farmers and entrepreneurs in Bungabon, Nueva Ecija, were initially opposed to this, as well as her desire to study at the University of the Philippines. They found it unacceptable that their daughter, whom they raised in a rural and God-fearing environment, would be educated in an institution which they thought represented radical concepts and ideals back then. Out of love for her parents, Dulce then enrolled at the Philippine Women's University, where she studied a degree in Associate in Arts. But in her third year, with the death of the family member who had objected to her career choice, Dulce quietly shifted to psychology, then finally entered the State University. But it seemed that she was fated to continue her family's passion for onions. Her first contact with the farmers was when she joined the DA and several government agencies such as the Bureau of Plant Industry and the National Food Security Council. This period of her life involved extensive networking with farmers and stakeholders, often participating in setting up of cooperatives. It was then that Dulce realized that the agriculture sector could not expect to accomplish its goals by relying solely on government support. In 1974, she joined the National Onion Growers Cooperative Marketing Association, or NOGROCOMA, as its executive secretary. In this new position, she encountered more difficulties. Being a young woman, the farmers were at first doubtful of her credibility and the new technologies that she was trying to introduce. These technologies would help them achieve greater productivity. She recalled that these were probably the times when she had made good use of her background in psychology. With her charismatic approach, she was finally able to win the farmers over. The NOGROCOMA's activities gave out incentives such as contests for best onion farmers with attractive prizes and awards. Later, she became the chairperson and CEO of the NOGROCOMA. It became a member organization of the Committee on Food Crops, one of the sectoral committees of the DA's National Agricultural and Fishery Council. Dulce served for several years as chairperson of the subcommittee on fruits and vegetables. It also seems like she never runs out of energy with the many and varied responsibilities that she takes on. She served as the chairperson of the Foundation for Resource Linkage and Development, or FRLD, where she helped develop agro-industries such as those in cut flowers and mango, and published the Marid Agribusiness Digest, for which she also wrote a regular column. The first female chairperson of the National Marketing Umbrella or NMU, the only female member of the Executive Committee of the Agricultural Competitiveness Enhancement Fund or ACEF, which extends loans and grants to agribusiness affected by globalization. And as members of the Task Force WTO Agreement on Agriculture Renegotiation and the Minimum Access Volume Committee. In all of these bodies and more, Dulce has consistently served with distinction. With such intelligence, skills, and drive for ambition, she has reaped numerous awards and recognitions, among them the Outstanding Award in Science and Technology for Private Enterprise from the Department of Science and Technology, the Excellence in Productivity Improvement Application Award from the Development Academy of the Philippines, the Outstanding Business Leader in Environment from the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, and the Contributing, Achieving, Participating Alumni from the Philippine Women's University. Although we are most familiar with her as an agribusiness leader and as a champion of the onion industry, Dulce is also a loving wife and a caring mother and grandmother. Her pastimes include, not surprisingly, gardening. She firmly believes in the saying, "Be yourself," being open and transparent in dealing with others. She also learned from her father that one should help others as often as possible, because the time will come when you yourself will need help too. She constantly reminds that one should always think that things will eventually get better, and to not have an inferiority complex or entertain negative thoughts. She never forgets to acknowledge the people who have made notable contributions to advancing the progress of agribusiness in the country, regardless of their status or position. And so, after giving us so many years, we are now sending off Miss Dulce Gozon to a well-deserved retirement. Here is a woman who has met and labored with the agricultural sector's workers and stakeholders, from our farmers right up to the highest government officials. She has traveled all over the country to meet and inspire them with her indomitable and selfless spirit. We, in the agriculture sector, will be eternally grateful for the opportunity of having served alongside her and of giving us fond memories and valuable lessons along the way. Thank you, Ma'am Dulce, for everything. You will definitely be a tough act to follow and a shining example of what a dedicated public servant, a colleague, and a friend should be.
At sa maraming taon po ng inyong paglilingkod sa sektor ng agrikultura, kami po ay lubos na nagpapasalamat sa inyo. Kayo po ay nagsilbing huwaran at inspirasyon sa aming lahat. Muli po, maraming salamat at mabuhay po kayo, Ma'am Dulce Gozon.
Dulce has been part of our foundation since we formed it in 1992. But even prior to 1992, we were already working hand in hand as early as about, if I recall it right, 1986, 1987. She is such a hard-working person, and we would often go to many places during those days in trying to help in agricultural and rural development. Many times we'll go to provinces like Mindoro, we'll go on missions to the US, We've been to missions on cut flowers, on tropical aquarium fishes, and processed food, many more. She is such a hardworking person, and she doesn't expect any return for herself. Most often, she would be our guiding spirit in the foundation. Normally, in an organization, you cannot help but have arguments, but she is the one who would be placing herself in the middle and trying to pacify a lot of debates that are going. Her retirement or resignation from the chairmanship on the Committee on Fruits and Vegetables, we bid her goodbye to a work well done. However, the fruits of her undertaking should not be taken aside. In fact, if I may suggest, the one who would take over the chairmanship of the fruits and vegetables could probably, time and again, consult Dulce so that the wisdom that she has insofar as trying to help promote the fruits and vegetables sector would always be taken into account. This is something that there is no price that you could put into the wisdom that she had over the years.
Na kilala ko yan si Dulce long time ago, but we started working together no, ang secretary ng DA si Secretary Mitra, and that was long time ago. And what I can say of Dulce is that she's passionate about agri-development, and he sincerely believes in the capability of the Filipino farmers that we can really supply what we need. She's passionate about agri-development, and that she firmly believes na kayang-kaya ng ating mga magsasaka na mag-produce para pakainin ang ating bansa. At ngayon nakikita natin under the current DA administration that itong ating panaginip na kaya natin pakainin ang ating bansa sa pamamagitan ng ating sariling trabaho ay magagampanan. I think yung dream ni Dulce at ang dream ng marami ay mangyayari sa current administration ng DA.
Dulce, I met her when we were still both working. I was working for the Sarmiento group of companies. So I was the alternate of Angelito Sarmiento's Committee on Agriculture, where she was also a member. Kasama rin na ang unang chair dun si Ting Lim. Tapos naging si Lito Sarmiento. So from then, nakilala na namin na malawak ang knowledge ni Dulce sa agri. Madami siyang contacts, and one thing I noted right away was she was Miss Volunteer. She's willing to volunteer. She always has the welfare of the farmer at heart. So eventually we started working together on USAID projects and PCCI. Then we came up now with Married Agribusiness Digest, which was still with the PCCI. Well, kay Dulce, we know that the spirit will always be willing. Yun lang, the body will not be as able, but we know that she will always have at heart the benefit of the farmers, and especially the sector of fruits and vegetables. ang maganda sa kanya, may overview siya, pero, so she can see the forest. Pero nakikita rin niya yung trees, pati yung shrubs, kasi yung indigenous vegetables, nagkaroon ng focus yan dahil sa kanya. That's a small item, pero nabigyan pa niya rin ng pansin. And she was able to get things going on that sector. So I know that she will continue to be misuseful even after she has unloaded the burden of chairmanship of the subsector of fruit and vegetables. And maasahan pa rin natin yung tulong niya. Yun lang, we cannot be as demanding on her body, but on her spirit and her mind, nandiyan pa rin si Dulce.
Okay. Dulce Gozon and I met only a few years ago. 20 years na yata. And isa sa mga pinakamagaling na tao nakita ko na mayroong puso para sa magsasaka. So, yan ang naging commonality namin at inimbita namin nila Frank sa foundation dahil sa wala kami makikitang sa kanya na for self-interest except farmers. How do we improve the quality of life of farmers? So, bagay sa amin to. She was very active, very participative in all the activities of the foundation, and she enjoyed all the programs. Na nung nasabak ako sa politics ay she should be the most or the best among us to head as a chair dahil meron siyang charm, meron siyang energy and dedication sa farmers. So she provided really the time for them. That is Dulce Gozon. Wala pa ako hanggang ngayon nakikita sa kanyang pagkilos that she is diverting away from those types of qualities na the need for a better policy, better programs on how the farmers could uplift themselves into a competitive agricultural world.
Sige. Ay, kumusta sa lahat? Binabati ko ang nandito ngayon, lalo na kay Ma'am Dulce. Si Ma'am Dulce ay kung bibilangin ko ang taon kung gaano kami katagal na magsasama, mamamark yung age ko, mamamark din yung age niya, kaya hindi na lang natin sasabihin kung gaano katagal na kami magkakilala. In my long stay at the DA, I will always associate Ma'am Dulce as part of the institutions that keep Philippine agriculture alive and kicking. I'm very happy that Ma'am Dulce, along with her barkada Ma'am Agbayani, na kahit na may problema sila paminsan-minsan sa aming statistics, they will always defer to our statistics. I like the fact that they associate me with those statistics by calling me every time as Mr. Bass. Hindi ko alam, ma'am, kung alam niya ang pangalan ko, pero lagi niya akong tinatawag na Mr. Bass kasi. So I hope that in your retirement, you will always remember us. Maaring magsasawa kayo sa amin, pero kami hindi magsasawa sa inyo habang nandun kayo. Nandiyan pa kayo para pakinabangan ang experience ninyo, ang kaalaman ninyo, at most of all, yung inyong magandang layunin para sa agrikultura sa Pilipinas. So all the best to you. We are always here para tuloy na makipagtulungan sa inyo para sa ikabubuti ng Philippine agriculture. So, binabati ko po kayo, magandang araw at all the best to you.
Ako po si Fred Serrano, ako po